Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Our gerbil lives in a glass fish tank. We can see everything he does. We get loads of entertainment watching him chew up his favorite toilet paper tubes, watching his amazingly fast little tongue as he drinks water, watching him clean himself, stretching his tiny arms over his head, watching him gather clean bedding and make a perfectly round nest, or just watching his cuteness, sleeping in a ball or curled up with his tail around his head. Then there's the funny things that he does, like getting totally freaked out and zooming under his log when literally nothing in the room has changed. Or when he jumps up over and over, acting like he wants out, when we know he would just jump back in his cage at the soonest possible moment if we got him out. My personal favorite is when I would sniff or cough and it scares him so that he jumps high in the air, sometimes hitting his head on the lid. He really cracks us up. We love watching what we call gerbil vision. That said, I wouldn't want to live in a glass fish tank where everyone could see me. For one, there's no privacy, but also people would be able to see and judge every move I made. I know pastors' families feel that way sometimes, especially when their children are young. But some celebrities and politicians probably feel that way as well. Sometimes there's just no getting around that. But that's one reason why we on the outside of the fish tank ought to be praying for Christians who are in the fish tank. Whether that's our pastors, politicians we know who find themselves in the limelight, movie stars who stand up for family values, just anyone who is high profile, who identifies with the Lord. Because we know that Satan wants to bring them down. He wants to discredit them publicly so that their witness will be tainted. How can we pray for them? One person in the Bible who lived in a fishbowl was Daniel. From the beginning of his time in Babylon, when King Nebuchadnezzar interviewed the young men he was grooming for positions of leadership, he found none like Daniel and his 3 friends. Daniel had purposed in his heart not to defile himself in the land of his captivity, and God responded by giving him and his friends wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. It says the king found them 10 times better than all his magicians and astrologers. Daniel moved up in the ranks quickly, working diligently and loyally for each king. Even when the Medes and Persians took over, God opened the king's eyes to Daniel's value and his excellent spirit. By this time, Daniel was in his 80s, but the new king was thinking about setting him over the whole realm. Yes, this was the Jewish captive that represented a foreign god, and this brand new king who barely knew him wanted to make him second in charge. Well, the other muckety-mucks got jealous and tried to find some skeletons in Daniel's closet. But listen to this. They could find no charge or fault because he was faithful, nor was there any error or fault found in him. Not that Daniel was perfect, but he was faithful. So we can pray for Christian fishbowl people in our community and culture to be faithful, both to God and their calling that put them in a fishbowl. Daniel also had a strong prayer life, and thus a close relationship with God, which we see later in the same chapter. So we can pray that fishbowl people in our culture would cultivate a close relationship with God, and their prayer life would be strengthened so that they can stand strong without compromise as a representative of Jesus to the world. What fishbowl Christians has God put on your heart to pray for today?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.